Welcome back to Women's Talk with Yaya Diamond. I am telling you, I'm going to have a great time today because we're all going to talk about the dreaded self confidence.
You're tuned in to Women's Talk with Yaya Diamond, where we talk about all things women, life, love, children, self-worth, and self-love, and not losing yourself in the in-between. Let's see what we're talking about today. Thank you for tuning in to Women's Talk with Yaya Diamond, and here we go.
So, today we're talking about self confidence and the lack thereof. So, with that in mind, I have been studying because I just didn't want to bring this to you, any kind of way. So, I am not a psychiatrist. I do have a life coaching degree, but I don't use it because, that's just not where I want to go. But I did want to learn about it. So I learned about it. But most of all, I think that self-confidence is something that women lack. So let me ask men out there, I need your help. You need to tell me one thing. For you, self lacking, or what is a woman lacking for you? Like, should she be concerned that she has stretch marks? Should she be concerned that she's a little overweight? Should we be concerned about the little things that we are concerned about? And what are the big things that men really look at? I need to know. So if you're a man and you'd like to comment, do that below. I want to hear all about it. Okay, so there are a few things, and I went on the internet to find out, some things about self-confidence, and I found out a lot of things. And so we're going to go over just a few things that I found out, and I'm going to kind of go over those with you because I really think that there's a two-edged sword here. It's like, okay, some of these questions can go both ways. They can go in a negative way and they can go in a positive way. And so let's go ahead and do that right now. We're going to go and talk about number one, knowing yourself. So, think about it. We get into the children, the husbands, the boyfriends, the friends, your mom, your dad, everybody, the everything, your job, and all that. At the end of the day, do we really know who we are? A lot of people say, I need to go find myself. You're right there. You're right there. You're just kind of lost in all of the hoopla that's been going on in your life and in the life of your friend or anybody that you really truly care about. You kind of lose yourself in their issues. But we have issues we need to deal with within ourselves as well. And so knowing ourselves, knowing what we like, what we dislike, our habits that we formed that we need to break, things like that, things that we want to change about ourselves, things that we love about ourselves. This is knowing yourself and knowing your tendencies. Do we know these things? So I think that this is a double-edged sword. This is a double-edged sword. We can go either way. Knowing yourself, knowing how good you are or how bad you are, what you want to change, the things that you want to change about yourself, and the things you really can't change. So let's go into, okay, we already know we can change a lot of different things, but how do we change? That will be in a different episode, but I'm going to kind of touch on this. We change things, we memorize things. Our brain works in a totally different way. We don't realize it, but our brain works by pictures. So memorizing things is things that we know. Our capacity to memorize is very limited only by the things we've already seen. So our imagination really has to go really beyond to take us out of what we're in that we don't want to be in and put us in a situation where we want to be. And so those are the different things that I think that the brain tricks will really work. So if you're going to study up on how to change your habits, how to trick your brain into learning something different, doing something different in your life, go ahead and do some brain hacks and learn how to change that up in there, because that's going to be a minute. Okay. So, but for the most part, knowing yourself, knowing your tendencies, knowing what you like and you dislike, even the things you want to change about yourself, and knowing your body, and I mean, come on, come on. There's nothing I can do about my stretch marks. Physically speaking, without any alterations, I don't want to change. I don't want to change my stretch marks. I don't want to get rid of my pouch like that. I don't want to change. I don't want to fill in. I don't want to tattoo. I don't want to do any of that. What I want to do is see myself the way I am today and say, you know what? I love me. I love me. With all the imperfections, with everything going on, I love me. And that's a beginning of self-confidence. Just knowing that you're it. This is it. This is what I got. For the rest of my life, yes, I'm going to change. We have wrinkles. Guys, women don't stay beautiful forever. And men know this because guys don't stay handsome forever either, guys. So, So these are the things, knowing yourself. Okay, caring for yourself. Not just caring for other people, but caring for yourself. That's going to be number 2. Caring for yourself. Let me tell you something. We care for everybody. We care for everyone but ourselves sometimes. Think about it. Your grandmothers, your great-grandmothers, what did they do? They took care of everybody in the family. They were the glue that held the family together. And when they're gone, or when they did go, the glue fell apart. But why did the glue fall apart? Because they focused so much on everyone else that when they were gone, they didn't leave any piece of themselves. They left the glue unhitched. Because, yeah, we have all those beautiful memories of our grandparents. I do too. I do. My grandmother was an amazing woman. She did her own jams, her own jelly. She had a way of doing her thing. She knew what she wanted, and she was the glue, but she wasn't the glue that held us together. She was a part of the glue because we knew her as Grandma Foley. Grandma Foley knew. I mean, she was an amazing person. But boy, I tell you, don't cross her. Grandma Foley, boy, she gets you now. But what I'm saying is that she was the glue, but she wasn't the glue. Everybody held everybody else together. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you can be the glue, but be the glue that holds yourself together as well. So care for yourself. Take yourself out sometimes, Date yourself. I mean, I know that's kind of funny. I know, date yourself, but I do. I date myself. I take myself out to eat. I take myself to the movies when the movies was open. So now I treat myself to my favorite movies here. There have been times where my daughter would say something or my husband would say something and I would say no. Because this is my moment to do my thing. So we all have to have that care for yourself moment. That moment where you pamper yourself. I am in the tub. Because you guys know I love the tub. I love bubble baths with some, some flower essence and, some nice soft music with some magnesium because I worked out that day. I mean, literally take care of yourself. Make sure you do that because you can't care for other people if you're not taking care of yourself and if you're not keeping yourself healthy. So care for yourself. Respect yourself is number 3. Respect yourself. So I can't say everybody's like this. I'm going to say I'm like this. There have been times where I found myself putting myself down. Oh, everybody would say, oh, you're so good. You're so good. Oh, I am nothing, really. I'm nothing. No, it was nothing. It was nothing. Really, it was nothing. No, you're not really respecting yourself. It was something. You put a lot of work into that. You did a lot of practice for that. You sacrificed for that. Don't just put it down. Respect yourself. When someone goes out and they do such a wonderful job and you say, oh my gosh, you did such a wonderful job. You're amazing. Oh my gosh, I can't believe what you did. And they're like, it was nothing. They're not respecting their talent. They're not respecting themselves. They should say, thank you. I put a lot of work into that. I'm glad you noticed. That's respecting yourself. These are just different habits that we need to break. And so respecting ourselves helps us with our self-confidence. It kind of boosts ourselves up. I'm not saying be, conceited. I'm just saying acknowledge, because when we acknowledge other people's work, but we don't acknowledge ourselves, then we don't put ourselves in the same light as the other person. So this is what happens, to me at least. I truly believe this. This is something that, this is my analogy. It's got nothing to do with anything I've seen on the internet or anything I've determined that I read or whatever. So when we see someone in our job that's amazing, they did an amazing job, they're an amazing whatever manager or whatever the case may be, and we give them kudos, oh my gosh, and they're like, thank you, thank you, thank you, oh my goodness, thank you very much, oh wow, guys, you're amazing too, thank you. And you're like, no, we're not amazing, we're just see, what you've done is you've put this person here, and you were here with this person at that moment in time. That person viewed you as an equal. And the moment that we say, oh, no, there you go. And so then we complain. We don't get the raise. We don't do this. We don't do that. But where have we put ourselves? We've taken ourselves lower just by not respecting ourselves, our talents. So when someone says, you're amazing too, you say, oh my gosh, thank you. I'm so glad you noticed. I did put a lot of work into this too. I'm so happy somebody noticed. Give yourself the credit. Respect your worth. Respect yourself. That's going to be number 3. I don't think I can explain it any further. Accept yourself. That's going to be number 4. Okay. This is a problem. Accepting yourself. This is something that at this moment in time, the way you are right now, where you're sitting right now, you have to accept yourself. This is hard. It's not easy. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go into it. It's really not, because what we see, where we want to be, who we want to be, we can't think of that right now. We have to accept ourselves here. The one way to do that is to look back. If we look back at where we came from, we can accept where we're at now, because we're so far away, or we've come such a far way. We've improved ourselves. We are closer to where we want to be. So accepting ourselves right now at this moment is a wonderful thing, because think about it. What did you do to get here? How far have you come? What kind of success have you had? That is such a great way to accept yourself right now. So accepting who you are at this moment doesn't mean that you can't improve yourself. It doesn't mean that you don't get better. What it means is, wow, I've done so much. And if you haven't done so much, think of this. You're here. You're doing it now. So it's not about so much accomplishments, oh, I made $1 million. Oh, I did this. I healed the sick. That could be it. It could be it. You could be a doctor. You could have healed the sick. You could have prayed over them and they were healed. I mean, who knows what you've done? But what if you didn't do any of that? What if you're just starting out? You're still going to look at yourself, because I guarantee you, if you're just starting out and you're going to go for the goal and you're going to go ahead and begin that journey, accept yourself right now. Write all the things down that you've accepted about yourself and get that solidified. And then when you get ready to change, you'll know exactly where you want to go. So accepting yourself right now is a wonderful thing. It's positive. Congratulations. We're moving forward and we're accepting ourselves right now. All right. And then now, the fifth thing. Love yourself. I have to say that I don't love myself right now. I've heard that so many times. I don't love myself right now. I don't love myself right now. I don't love anybody right now. I don't love nobody. I don't love right now. I've seen that. I've seen that. But it brings so much harm to the body. Being positive, taking things in one thing at a time, one moment at a time, one day at a time, being conscious of just your progress and loving yourself can help you to move forward in life and get ahead faster and with a better result. So, loving yourself is something that you do because you only have you to love right now. You know what I mean? It's like you have your parents, you have your husband, your kids, your you have your friends. That's great. But they're on the outside. You are here on the inside. When you go to the bathroom, when you go places, they're not in your head. You are in your head. You have only you to love right now. You have to learn to love yourself, because I know you've heard this so many times. You don't know how to love others unless you love yourself, but that's not true. I have to say, people do a good job at pretending, and, oh, I love you. But the love is conditional. Well, that same love that you put on other people is the same love you put on yourself. So that's why the saying is, you really don't know how to love others unless you love yourself. Well, that's the reason the saying came about. Because the same love we put on ourselves is the same love that we give to other people. So don't be conditional to yourself. Respect yourself. Care for yourself. Accept yourself right now. Know yourself. Know the situations that might make you upset, and know who you are. Know where you want to be. Love yourself. So I want to go into a couple of different things, and we're going to do that in a different episode. But self-confidence basically is something that we need to do on a daily basis. It renews itself every day, and loving yourself is the ultimate way to love other people, because when we reflect our love that we have on ourselves for others. And if we have a conditional love for ourselves, we're going to have a conditional love for other people. If we have a limiting love for ourselves, we're going to have a limiting love for other people. So loving ourselves is going to really, really be one of the key things, I think, that's going to help us know ourselves, care for ourselves, respect ourselves, and accept ourselves. And that is my episode for today. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to Women's Talk with Yaya Diamond. I do have another show, and I'll put that in the little tab that's up there. I go ahead and I'll put that up there, because Dream Chasers Radio is my other show, and we interview people going after their goals and their dreams there. So go ahead and hop over to there after you finish this episode and subscribe. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well. We're going to have great stuff here. Hey guys, don't forget to reply. I need to know, what should women be stressing over? What does a man really want? And why do women feel like they need to lose weight or whatever? Maybe some men don't care. Do you? Let me know below. All right, guys. And until next time, don't forget, know yourself, care for yourself, respect yourself, accept yourself, and love yourself. Until next time. All right. See you later.